when you look at yourself, I know that most guys will say they are good in all facets of the game, like all phases, actually, not facets, all phases of the game, which is good. You have to toot your own horn. But when you look at yourself and you look at your skill set, do you see yourself as a new bowler, or rather better after, at first change, or something like
I'd say, I mean, when it comes to the new ball, I've bowled the new ball my whole life, and I really I enjoy it. I think it's probably one of the tougher times to bowl, especially in the white ball format, in the T20 format. That's where you want to be as a bowler. You want to take that responsibility. So I've loved that, and I think with the 4 day stuff, that's obviously where you're going to get most of the wickets. It's like probably the best time to bowl, and I mean, who doesn't love taking wickets? So love taking the new ball. And as you say, everybody loves bowling everywhere, but I think when it comes to new ball or later on when you're bowling like a bumper plan in the 4 day stuff, anywhere is great. But I think yeah, love bowling with the new ball. I mean, it's there's no better feeling than a brand new turf in your hand.
that? And uh, one question I asked, I think it was with Gideon Peters, was, yeah, guys, particularly you pacers, one of the things is I'm sitting at home and I'm watching, and I see you hit an area and I'm thinking, yes, that's that's on the money. And then from nowhere I see a bumper and I'm thinking, but you should have maintained that. You should have kept hitting that particular area. A, a breakthrough was going to come at some point. But then, like, to change things up,
Yeah.
what side of the spectrum do you fall on? Are you going to consistently hit a line, or you will change things up, hoping to make something happen?
Yeah, so I think being consistent with the new ball is definitely the most important thing. And I understand what Gideon's saying. I mean, that oak loves a bumper, and don't get me wrong, I also do. But I think, especially when it comes to the new ball, if you're going to bowl a bumper, it's just to take his feet away, and then you go back to that consistent length. So maybe one out of the 6 balls, you bowl a bumper just to make sure that it's in his head, and he knows that it's coming, and that could possibly get you a wicket. But yeah, for me, probably in my opening spell, if I'm gonna bowl 6 overs, I'll probably bowl two bounces, maybe three, depending on how the oak is on the short ball. But yeah, I think being consistent and hitting that area is the most important thing. And the bumper you can just use just to play with his head a bit.
Hmm. And what is the best setup that you have ever executed against a better?
I'd say that that bumper plan is pretty much up there. I'm a big fan of Gideon's. If he watches this, he's gonna chirp me. But I'm a big fan of the bumper plan, and I'll never forget playing against the Knights last year at Supersport Park when I was playing for Titans. Neil Brandt chucked me the ball and he said, "Listen, we're going to do a bumper plan here." And I ran in for 6 overs around the wicket, bumpers, Oaks under the helmet, deep square, fine leg, someone just in front. Mid on was close, and it was just such like a, I don't know, so intense, and I loved it. I didn't even feel like tired. I was just in the rhythm, and yeah, I think that's probably one of the best setups. Obviously, he knows it's going to be a bumper, but that reward of finally getting him out that way is was awesome.
Hmm. We call them the the Wagner overs, because Neil Wagner just would go bumper
Yeah,
after bumper, and he would
hundred
just have
percent,
settled. Yeah.
100%. No, it's good fun. Eh? It is good fun.
um, what do you think? Not what you think, but what is the one mode of dismissal that just gets you going? The one you love the most? Yeah, some guys love to castle the stumps.
Yeah,
For other guys, it's the edge back to the keeper.
it's nicking
What,
off.
what does it for you?
I think everybody loves nicking off guys and LBWs and stuff, but the best is got to be bowling someone, because then you've completely outdone them. I think that properly gets me excited. It's the most rewarding feeling, hearing those stumps clatter, and maybe sometimes seeing them do a cartwheel or two is very satisfying. Um, but yeah, I definitely have to say bowl there. I mean, nothing beats that.
Mhm. And do you have a particular wicket that you look back on and say, I did that, I did a thing there, and it just lives on with you?
Yeah, I think there was this ball that I bowled now actually against Titans when we were playing at Supersport Park, and Keegan Peterson and Keegan Lancashire were batting. I just come back. It was probably around the 40th, 50th over mark, and just come back for my third spell or second spell, and the ball was reversing. I saw from the other end, and I'm normally an away swinger. I was swinging them away, and Keegan was facing, and I thought, stuff this, I'm going for it. And I went for the inducker with the reverse, and it swung back and hit the stumps. And yeah, I was quite pumped. They were batting really, really well, and I think that's one ball that I won't forget. It just, when something goes to plan, and everything goes to plan, it was just, yeah, it was unreal.
Hmm. And speaking of your bowling skills, whom would you say were some of the coaches that have helped you along this journey to acquire the skills that you have acquired? And, you know, what would you say is a skill that took you longer to master?
I've been so lucky with the coaching that I've got. I mean, from the beginning, from high school, David Griffiths, Dale Benkenstein, and then moving into under 19 with Rory Kleinfeldt, Kurtley Diesel at Tux, um, Pinky at Tux, uh, and then Mantler at Titans, and Dassie actually did a bit with us as well. But I've been so lucky with the coaching, and I've learned so much, and try to learn one thing from each coach and just keep going. And it's made a big difference in my game. The coaching, I definitely would be the player that I am today without their help. But in terms of a skill that's taken a while to master, well, I still haven't mastered it yet, but getting there. My go-to slow ball is a leg cutter, and that took me a long time to get sorted. I was used to bowl the off cutter; it's a little bit easier, but the leg cutter's got a bit more dip and it's a bit more deceptive. And then one that I'm working on at the moment is the in swinger, with a new ball in 4-day cricket, and that's coming along nicely. Gonna try bowl it a lot more, just trying to get a bit more confidence with it. But yeah, everything's going well with that.
Hmm. So, my question now, speaking of that, of new deliveries and stuff, um, is that work that you just do at the nets with the team and the coaches, or are you the guy who takes his work home and when you have a free moment, you're like, okay, let me try that, let me try this?
Yeah, I think most of the work is done in the nets, and you obviously have the coaches there around you telling you what to tweak and what to do. But I'll take my work home, but mainly in my head, and I do a bit of shadow bowling every now and then, but just keep on thinking about what felt good, writing down why I felt like that, what was happening on the day. I've got a notes on my phone. I've got like a cricket folder on notes, and just like a whole bunch of tips that I've gotten through the years. And when I was at, like, now this last patch of 4-day games, like when I was feeling good, what was I doing? What was I saying to myself mentally? Like, I've written that all down so I know what state of mind I need to get into when it comes time again. And it's just been a process that I've used, and I think I'm going to use for the rest of my life, or rest of my career. Sorry.
That is particularly interesting. When did you start this note taking?
Um, I started at the Under 19 World Cup.
Mhm.
There was a game where I got introduced to Jacob Bethel. He absolutely took me apart. It was the World Cup quarterfinals, and he properly laid into me. A shame that he hadn't scored a run the whole tournament, and then decided I'm going to switch on the quarterfinals. And I remember just feeling, yes, really down and out. I mean, we had lost the quarterfinals, and we were out of the World Cup. I remember driving back in the bus, and I opened the folder, and I remember typing like what I was feeling in that moment, and I knew it could only get better from there. I felt like it was a big turning point in my career, and obviously it was at the start, and to have that experience so early on, I think I'm actually looking back now, I'm quite happy that it's happened, because I know what emotions and what emotions hit you and what you go through when you at your lowest. Especially when you're standing at the top of your mark and you have no clue what's going on. You just standing there, and you feel like in a bit of a nightmare. So yeah, since then I've started, and it's just grown and grown and grown. Obviously I won't do every game, but when I think about it and when I'm feeling a certain way, I'll put what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling into words, and hopefully that it helps. And it has actually helped when I'm not feeling too great. I'll go back and look at what I did, and what I was thinking, and yeah, it's been like my little weapon that I use quite often.
And in addition to that, what else do you use as a tool for you when you're feeling, because we are human, it's very natural to feel uninspired, to feel disappointed, to
Yeah.
feel down. What are some of the other tools that you have in your toolbox to help you get back into the right mindset in addition to the notes?
So I've always had this rule growing up where I've got 24 hours to be upset about something, and you know what? Then I make Oaks will chirp me about this, but I make a lot of dad jokes in the change room, and my one of my favorite sayings is stand a bank, moving forward, and you just got to put that behind you. Whatever's happened is done, and so if I've had a bad game, listen, I'll go back and think about it, maybe rewatch a couple clips, but only on the day. The next day, it's a new day. You've had your time to be upset about it, and yeah, you've got to keep on going. And then another tool that I'm very, very grateful for is my family and my support structure around me. Uh, they have been phenomenal. I've got such good mates that will message me all the time, and my girlfriend's been amazing with that as well. Just having people to speak to, and to, when you're struggling, just to express how you're feeling, and for them to back you and to get you back into the right state has been really cool.
Mm. What is I cannot let this go. I really can't ignore it. But
Yeah,
your favorite dead joke.
my favorite dad joke. Jeepers. Oh, there's so many, eh? Um, I can't. We mainly make them up on the spot. Like if we bored sitting on the side. I remember Skulk Engelbrecht, when we were carrying drinks on the side for Titans for quite often. It's fully packed with like billboards and stuff, and we would make a whole bunch of like dad jokes just with all the billboards. I think one of them was, speaking about the Titans, sometimes when you gain momentum, you just multiply with how you do things and whatever, like stupid things like that. Like it's just a bit of a joke, but there's been some really good ones thrown out over the years. And yeah, next time we have a little chat, I'll come prepared with a dad joke.
I would love that because
Yeah.
because I'm close to being kicked out of my own home because I torment my kids with that.
Yeah. No. Um, no, I love a dad joke. I think I think they're too good.